have. But the floors changed. The floors were wood. The chandeliers changed. The altar was white, but it's the same altar.
Isn't it much higher?
Much higher here.
The cross, the top of the
This one.
oh yeah. Is it the same? Still
I
the
guess because it was painted white, but it's the same. So one of the great things about this basilica is that most everything you see here is still original. And I'd be hard-pressed to think of another church that you can say that about. Not a whole lot left in this country, right? We've kept our facades, but somehow the interior has been completely altered. Everything about this interior, all the finishes, these are all hand-painted, every inch of this. And it's been hand-painted to sort of trick you, to make you think you're looking at a stone church. Which is our ceiling, which is, the other two are masonry ceilings. The center one. The other two are masonry, but they kind of look alike, right? If you guys can't tell. If you take a closer look up at the ceiling, can you figure out why? You're looking at curved metal plates. So here's a close-up of the ceiling. What you're looking at is paint. This, that makes you think it's stone, is actually paint. It's a painted joint. This is foam marbling. And this is where the two plates are connected. You see the rivets? If you had X-ray vision, this is what the church would look like. And you could see through the walls. So let's take, like this, let's take a walk over here. So part of this, this tour is about beauty, but also about interpretation. That's what we're trying to address with the steady restoration. I guess if you look at the church from there, you think, why is it being restored? It's fine, right? But take a closer look and you will see how much corrosion there is. So this, okay. So take a look at the finishes on the door. What do they look like? Wood, right? It's supposed to be a wood door. If you take a closer look at any surface, you'll start to see pinpoints of rust. Come over here. Feel free to knock on the walls. So you see where the rivets are missing, the walls are starting to come apart. That's a patch with a hole. So as the team, as part of the team that's restoring this building, my background is as a conservator for historic buildings. When we see something like this tells us that there was a problem there for a really long time. Someone tried to fix it, and then they didn't address the root of the problem, and so it's happening again. So behind that, you see there's a little bar in there. That is a cross brace. That's part of the structural element that's been revealed. Where's the steel from? You guys might have seen this on Wikipedia. This is one of those international projects. The metal is from Belgium, which at the time was the second most industrialized country in the world. The stained glass, which you guys have binoculars, the detail on them is amazing. They're actually painted glass in incredible detail. German made by Henri Goldman. At the time was a very celebrated German stained glass studio. They're still around today. We're talking to them. They're the oldest stained glass studio in Germany, and these are still all original. We're hoping we can bring them back one day so that they can teach us, restore our own windows, generate jobs for the people in Quiapo. Anyone? Anything? Any element in this window that's not of the period? The Santa hat. Over on that side, beyond the pulpit. Here's a close-up of the man with the red hat, and you'll see what incredible detail there is. Do you see the guy on the left with a yellow band? Can you see what it says over his hat? It says 1888, which was the year that they started making those windows. So the metal was made in Belgian foundries, and it was shipped over. It came over on 9 steamships. That's a lot of metal. Here's a picture of the project, and try and guess where it is. Where is this being put together? I think it's in Quiapo. It's in Belgium. Why would they do that? What a hassle, right? You put it together first in another country, ship it over, put it together again. Why would they do that? It's to preclude, or imagine yourself as the builder of this basilica. You have 9 steamships coming your way. Your job is to piece everything together. What if something doesn't fit? What do? You send it back to Belgium, wait 3 months. Okay. Tell me if I'm more audible now. Here, let's stay under the dome. It has pretty good acoustic properties. So they put it together first in Belgium and then they shipped it back just to make sure everything fit. So the stained glass from Germany, the steel from Belgium, the guy who did the original floors was Chinese. The foreman was British, the designer was Spanish. What was the Pinoy component here? What did we do? What do you think we did? The bells. Maybe. Actually, we haven't gotten there in our research, but what else? This whole church. The interior painting, that was us. So this was by the Accademia de Dibujo, Pintura y Arte, which was the most prestigious art school of the time. And that school launched, well, I don't know if you can say it launched in careers, but there were 2 students who had a hand in painting this church. Isabella Tampinco, the famous sculptor, and Felix Martinez, who sometimes called the father of Philippine realism. And I wish, I wish they had signed these paintings. There are over 100 figural paintings all over this church. Some of them you can't see. Like on this side, there are two. You see those statues on niches, two flanking the altar, and two on the left, and the dome. That went on to become the UP Fine Arts, that academia more. So imagine how cool it would have been as this is your class project, painting a basilica. So if you look around, you'll see, like if you had binoculars and you could look at their faces really closely, you would see the artistry of different sort of personalities. The faces look very different.
Who were those?
Who were those there?
There. Up there. Four people per panel.
They're saints. They're saints, martyrs. Who decided on the Gothic? I guess it was a consensus between the friars and the designer. What's the thing about steel? I mean, they could build taller in steel, right, than in stone. It was actually cheaper to have the steel manufactured across the world and send it over than to build this exact church in stone.